Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, May 17th, and this is a look at our futures. Here is our futures looking very green this morning. We have the S&P. You can see that it is continuing its move. Yesterday, the S&P put in a top side, not quite inside candle on a little bit lower volume. And this morning, we're coming right back in, meeting that and pushing back up. And some of that has to do with some of those Dow components as well. Look at this. They actually closed green yesterday, the only index to close green, and they are continuing their push up. We had Walmart earnings, which were a pretty big miss. I shouldn't say that. It's not a big miss. Here's the thing. The Walmart earnings were very, very mixed. So although they have more sales, their profit margin is less, and that's not a surprise given all the inflation. They've talked about that, and you're just being able to get the products to the store, and we're paying more in fuel costs to get that to the store. Right, and that is all a trickle-down effect, affecting the people who go in and buy their food there. So, or their goods, right? And they also noted that their online is still just 1% of their business, but it's on the same track as before. So, they reported more profit, but less on their earnings per share. So revenue still looking good, but they did actually change their guidance looking forward and said that they actually expect that to improve. So we have Walmart, and that is down quite handedly this morning. And then Home Depot, in fact, yesterday I think we even said that looking at the put-call ratio, it looked like Walmart, they were looking for a miss. Home Depot, just the opposite. They are coming in here. Excuse me. I thought that was an inside candle until I took a little closer look. Home Depot was not an inside candle, but they are jumping this morning on a beat and good guidance going forward. So there you go. Some interesting earnings. All right, so let's hop into some other charts. There's a few that we went through yesterday, right at the end of the day or near the end of the day. ADM, like the look here in ADM. If it can continue up here, pretty good resistance there at the 34.50 and 20, but take a look at ADM for some continuation today. Energy, you know what, I'm not even going to run through the names. There are just so many. Energy is continuing on as we see oil as well continue on. Now we bumped off just a little bit here, but you know, we're going into Memorial Day weekend and gas prices are ridiculous. I was talking to a friend in California that just paid $7.95 for a gallon of gas, right? So it is, and she was telling me that she only goes and she only fills up a little bit and hopes that maybe it'll be better the next time she goes back. She's got 2 boys, so she's always running around, but it's really, really hard, and they're making some harder choices. So, you know, that we've got to do something about gasoline, because that too, when you think of putting money in your gas tank, well, just think of all the truckers trying to get everything across. You know, they use diesel, which is even more expensive. And again, that is nothing more than just a passed down cost to everybody else. And who is it really affecting? It's the people who can't afford it. You know, those that are in the, you know, less fortunate or lower income brackets. So it's something probably a little bit more political than we probably should have gotten. But anyway, energy. Take a look at energy. We also saw that Berkshire Hathaway, they added to Oxy. They've taken quite a few stakes in this and have built those up. They also own a good amount of CVX. These are all really good names. CVX broke to an all-time high yesterday. A little bit cheaper price here. You can get in at XOM. Now for these, I would still do the June contracts right at the money, or maybe just a smidge in. But the XOM looking to break to the top side as well. All right, but one that we did watch, and I told you there's a couple of them here that I said I thought would be on our watch list. So definitely a downtrend here in BIDU. These really got smucked when on Chinese regulation. So, you know, it's just the way it goes. So these are a little bit riskier. We do have earnings coming up next week, at the end of next week. But I love this squeeze here of the 3820. And you can see this morning moving with the rest of the market. It is moving up here And I'm looking at the 120 calls there. In June, even though I see that we have earnings here, I still like to play that entry out. And I'm looking for an entry at 119.76. I will close it if we close below the 20 MA. Like I said, it's a 3820 cross, and it'll be working on confirmation here today because it actually is pushing up above that. We filled this gap back here. We have a little one right here. We also have a smidge of a gap here that in the pre-market we are now filling. So that will fill this gap that actually comes back through here. So all of these gaps other than this new one will be filled. So remember, we always want to keep those gaps in mind. Again, like the entry there at 119.76 for that 120 call, targeting 122.45, which is actually already above this morning. I did this watch list last night, so targets are a little bit off. 130 and then 130.50 and then 136.54 are the areas I am targeting there on BIDU. All right, let's take a little walk into some tech sectors. I know tech has been just beat up as well. So again, drawing some trend lines in. Always go in, kind of draw your trend lines. So I'm going to move this like this and see, oh, look where we stopped yesterday. What? And a trend line? Shut up. All right, so here, we can do that, or we can do this. Gives us some targets. I like this on this 3-8 squeeze, looking for a move up above that 20. Now, again, we are below a lot of these moving averages, so we have to keep that in mind. But TSM showing a little bit of strength here. Inside candle yesterday on lower volume, so it doesn't have overall bullish order flow. Clearly it is bearish, but we're looking for that reversal. 617 TSM 95 call. I like the entry at 91.37. I'm going to close it if it goes below the 80 MA, looking for a 3-8 squeeze working toward the 20. Again, inside candle, lower volume yesterday. And my initial target will be the 20 here at 92.97, and then working my way up to the 96 area for the 34. And then you can go ahead and follow on a target with the 50. All right, and little bit of Nike, another chart super beat up. You can see a lot of these are in the bearish order flow, but I like the look here. There's a lot of room. There's a little bit of a gap here. We are looking for that dividend to come, so you've got to keep that in mind. That does change the overall price. But I like, oops, sorry, there we go, Ryan. I do like the overall reversal here, even though it was a red candle close. A little bit of a downside that looks like a night, not quite a doji sitting in there. I like the look for Nike to continue on, and I like that for a 115 call here. Oh, there we go. I don't know how I did not put that in there quite correctly. All right, sorry about that. I paused the microphone for a phone call. So on Nike here, I am looking at the 115 call, looking at a 113.45 entry. You can see this reversal in progress. Nice open windows. Took a little bit of a pause yesterday on lower volume, just below the 8 there. So we want to see that push through the 8. I'm going to close it if it comes back through the 20. We have a smidge of a gap up here. I want to watch that area, see if we can fill that, and then move on up. My targets are 115.90 and then 120. The 20 moving average here at 121.46 are my my targets there. All right, some others that looking bullish. We were talking about healthcare yesterday, so names like Merck. Lilly actually had some an FDA approval on a type 2 diabetes drug. So that's why this has a long wick, which when we would look at that, normally you'd be like, it seems like there's something, that's not good. But this was a news-driven push very early on the day before coming back in. If you took that wick off, this is still a very nice candle here, and we can see that in the XLV. XLV left a gap here from Thursday to Friday and continuing its move here, pushed on up right up into that point of control, so you can look at healthcare names as well. Okay, that is it for me here this morning. If you have any questions, Heather C. at GivingTreeTrading.com. I hope you have a great day.